でただダビデさんに会った時にね、ダビデさんに一つだけお願いしたんです。
So when I met Davide-san, who is the creative director of this game. Yes.
If you could introduce yourself for us.
Sure, thanks a lot, guys. I'm Davide Soliani, creative director of Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Hi, and it's Aaron with Nintendo World Report. So I guess starting off, can you just tell us how did this collaboration come about?
Sure, it's a pleasure. So everything started because of the strong relationship that exists between Ubisoft and Nintendo in the latest 20 years. As you know, that we did many games on the Nintendo console. We have been between the first one, always participating at the launch of the Nintendo console with Just Dance, Zombie U, Red Steel. And one day they told me that I had a chance to work on a project with Nintendo that could feature both Rabbids and Mario, and we immediately understood that this was a lifetime opportunity.
All right. Yeah. So I guess the gameplay is something that necessarily hasn't been done with either Mario or Rabbids. So how did that come about?
Well, we decided since the beginning to break the rules. First of all with the Rabbids, but then seriously we spent night and days brainstorming on how to find something unique, how to merge those two worlds that seem separate together in order to find something unique for both Mario and the Rabbids. As we are tactical fan, we said why not trying to bring something completely new in the worlds of the turn-based combat. But at the same time, we wanted to stay true to the Mario universe, the exploration, the adventure, being able to immerse ourselves in a colorful world, solve puzzle, mysteries, and find new characters that could help along the way. So at that point we said, why not mixing the combat phases with the exploration phases and trying to propose something completely new. And when we felt that we had a solid idea, throughout Ubisoft we organized a meeting with Nintendo. We were not ready to have this meeting only 3 weeks and a half later, and when I finally presented the idea, I was the one in front of Mr. Miyamoto, and as he's the creator of my favorite game and is the inspiration of my career as a game designer, I felt like if I was divided in two, no? The Nintendo player and the Ubisoft creative director. The urgency to ask for an autograph, because I really wanted an autograph, and the responsibility to present the idea on behalf of the whole team. So, but it worked out because Mr. Miyamoto said that it was impressed, and he asked me, how could you have Mario and Luigi in your prototypes? Who gave you those characters? And the truth is that we were so crazy and we wanted this game to happen so much that even if we had only 3 weeks and a half, we recreated from scratch Mario and Luigi, the models, the animation, the rig, in order to transport their essence in our prototype. And I do think that was the moment where Nintendo really was able to see our passion and commitment.
That's really awesome. I guess throughout the process, did they work closely with you on continuing to make the game?
Absolutely. After that meeting, we met several times in Kyoto, and we did several prototypes. So when we finally had a go, we established weekly conference call with Nintendo, daily exchanges of mail. So the collaboration was mostly on a daily basis. And once in a while we were going to Kyoto, Nintendo, because the human contact is important to show the game.
I guess can you tell us a little bit about the exploration parts of the game?
Sure. I don't want to spoil much, but I will say that it's the 30% of the overall game. It's needed to connect the combat phases, but I didn't want to have just a hub where the player could load battles. I wanted to create a homogeneity, almost a seamless experience, and that's why we say players should really immerse in the exploration. And every world is divided in 10 chapters, like the chapter of a book. You can read just a chapter, or you can read multiple of them. There are some secret chapters in each world. In each world there is a mid-boss in the middle of it. There is a boss fight at the end of it. There are secret chapters, and in between you have exploration where you can collect treasure chests in order to find collectibles, but also cool weapons that can upgrade your character. You can solve puzzles to advance, and you can meet several other heroes that will start to be part of your roster. And as each hero has unique abilities, this will open up new possibility in terms of strategy gameplay for the players to be applied on the battlefield.
Can you tell us a little bit about how the strategy unfolds over the course of the game?
Sure, the players at the beginning will start with 3 characters. Those 3 heroes that are Mario, Rabbids, Luigi, and Rabbids Peach. As I said, all the 3 of them possess unique abilities. Each hero on the battleground can perform 3 types of action. Those actions are MAT, what we call MAT, movement, attack, and techniques. Techniques are a very indirect way to deal with an enemy. Those are almost like spell, like powerful magic. There are techniques that allow the heroes to regroup the enemies in one zone, or you have techniques that are scattering the enemies away. Attack phase, it's mostly a direct way to deal with the enemy, and each hero has a different weapon that can be categorized in primary and secondary. So the primary are direct weapons that deal damage on one enemy. The secondary weapons are more powerful, have cooldown, and they can create an area of damage. And then we have the movement phase, where the player is able, without the stress of synchronizing camera, dexterity, all this stuff together, to really plan in the movement phase where to put his hero, being protected under cover, dash an enemy, or team jumping with another player. And as the player will advance throughout the game, he will be able to acquire new weapons, new heroes, but also unlock the character skill tree. And the character skill tree, the more the player will fight or find secret in the exploration phase, the more power orbs will collect. And power orbs are the currency that the player will use to buy stuff, the character skill tree, and upgrade each hero in different ways. So a small preview of what could be a combat later on. You saw Rabbids Peach, you tried it, and you saw the team jump and the dash. So later on in the game, Rabbids Peach can triple dash the enemy, run towards a teammate, team jump, and land behind the cover, and just only with the movement phase. Then attack phase, she can shoot the enemy, and as our weapon are not there just to deal damage, but as you saw, there are super effects that can be plugged on it. When the hit is really hitting the enemy, he can apply maybe the bounce effect. So the enemies start to fly in the air. Maybe there is Mario nearby with a technique called Hero Sight that activate as soon as there is an enemy nearby him. So at that point, Mario shoot in the air, and maybe Mario hit again with another super effect, the burn effect, for example. So the burn effect hits the enemy lands and will start to stream on the battleground with the bottom on fire. And as the super effect allows for propagation, if that unit touch other enemies, they will start to propagate fire.
And earlier you mentioned this is kind of an evolution for the Rabbids. How have they changed, and where do you see them going?
We already decided from the beginning in this game to break many rules. Many rules than what you saw today are already in the game later on in other world, and will be surprises. We changed their sides, we changed their psychology, we changed their behavior because we created archetypes so the player could have fun in terms of strategy and tactical experience, but we also created a different kind of humor compared to the past. So really, we are showing a different palette of emotion within the Rabbids. We hope that we have been able to create an honest and solid game, and with the help of the players and their feedback, I do hope, I cannot say anything, but I do hope that we will be able to create something even unique in the future.
I know the music composer of the game is someone who's worked on many really great games in the past, and he was very interested in doing a Mario game. Could you talk about how he joined the team, and I guess just how it's been collaborating with him?
As soon as we understood that Nintendo was happy with what we were proposing and everything started to happen at light speed, the team grew up, we did many meetings with them, we decided to call Grant Cope, which is one of my, I would say, my favorite video game composer apart from Koji Kondo. Sorry, Grant, for that. He did many great scores such as Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64, GoldenEye. I had such a respect for that guy. When I was playing his game and hearing his soundtrack, I was really a fan. So it was a dream come true for me to be able to call me. But the guy is such passionate and such crazy that when he understood the type of game and he saw it, he fell in love. And he's so crazy that he started to, my mobile phone started to ring at 3 a.m. in the night. I was answering, it was Grant. Hey Davide, you should listen the latest music I sent you. It's awesome. Say, okay Grant, but I'm in Italy. You are in Los Angeles. There are 7 hours difference. So it was truly an honor to work with him. Actually, the first month and a half, I was almost ashamed and scared to ask for changing or giving feedback because he was an idol for me. But it's so easy to work with him, and he's such passionate that we are truly friends now.
That's great.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot to you.